Eric Greitens announced his bid for state's open Senate seat. Roy Blunt is leaving. Eric Greitens hoping to grab that U.S. Senate seat out in Missouri. And guess what, folks? I'm going to do the proverbial turn to the two-shot. Let's do that, shall we? And there he is.
Here we are.
Eric Greitens, the former host of Actionable Intelligence.
The former guest host of the water cooler. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that was big achievements in my life. Lots of things happened, but
Right.
you know, I like people to say, "Here's Eric, former guest host of the water cooler."
I bury the lead.
Yes,
I bury the lead. All right, so you're in.
Yes.
Give us kind of that elevator pitch. You know, what are you going to be telling the folks in Missouri as to why Eric Greitens needs to be the next U.S. Senator?
Yeah. So first, I'll say, David, I'm incredibly excited. Yeah. We have had so much enthusiasm, and I've been so inspired by people around the state of Missouri, and I'm very excited to continue to serve them as their United States Senator. We're putting together a fantastic team. And look, I've spent my life in service. As you know, one of the honors of my life was to serve as a Navy SEAL. Did deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. Came back home after my team was hit by a suicide truck bomb, and donated my combat pay to help other veterans who had post-traumatic stress disorder, who had traumatic brain injury. We work with a lot of men and women who were dealing with pain, who were dealing with suffering, and we helped them to save lives and to change lives. Built a nationwide movement around welcoming our veterans home. And then I was honored to serve the people of Missouri as their governor. When Antifa came to Missouri, we stood side by side with our police officers. We defeated Antifa. We also took on the swamp. We killed a politician's pay raise. We ended a corrupt tax credit program that had benefited insiders and lobbyists for years. And we did all of this every day. We fought for the people of Missouri. And today, I think that the people of Missouri need a fighter in the U.S. Senate. They need somebody who's going to defend President Trump's America First agenda and who's willing to protect the people of Missouri from this crazy leftist agenda that you're seeing from Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer. You've been covering some of these issues like the border right here on the program. We need strength.
Let me ask you, you mentioned fighter, you mentioned Trump.
Yes.
Where are you on that Trump scale, if you will? You know, I asked, we're going to have the governor or a governor candidate from Virginia, Pete Snyder, on, and I'll ask him that question. But where are you on this Trump scale? Because, you know, there's a benefit to be kind of with him on certain things. There can be a potential toxicity as it relates to a general election. Where are you with Trump?
I am a very strong defender of the president. When we were in office, I'll give you an example, when we had a Jewish cemetery that was defaced, a terrible act of vandalism. I told everybody I'm going to be there the next day to help to beautify that cemetery. Got a call on our way from the president. He stood with me then. He stood with the people of Missouri then. When there were emergencies in the state of Missouri, he stood with us. When we defeated Antifa and we stood up for our police officers, he stood with us. And in the same way, I've stood with the president because his policies work for the people of Missouri. For the first time, we've got peace in the Middle East. We've got broad-based prosperity that his policies brought about. The support for law and order, all of that, I think, is really important, and it's why the president is so supported by the people of Missouri.
Yeah, the media, you knew this was coming. The media is going to ding you on some of these past controversies.
Right.
Where are you? How do you kind of maneuver through that? You know, their narrative, the media's narrative, is that these controversies could be a problem for winning the U.S. Senate seat in Missouri, and so I'm wondering what you make of all of that.
Yeah, what we do, David, is that we know that this big wave of leftist lies, it eventually crashes on the rock of the facts. And so we're happy to let everybody know the facts, and that is that the Missouri Ethics Commission did a 20-month investigation. At the end of all of that, they said we found no evidence of any wrongdoing by Eric Greitens. As you and some of your viewers may know, we were attacked by a George Soros-funded prosecutor. Her lead investigator has now been charged with 7 felonies for perjury and evidence tampering for creating a false case against me. And a Missouri journalist has now admitted to paying $120,000 in cash to people who made false accusations against me. And I just say to everybody, look, I know as a boxer, you can be hit hard and you might lose a round, but you can still win the fight. I know as a Navy SEAL, you can lose a battle, but you can still win a war. And we're in this to win it for the people of Missouri.
Any conversations with Donald Trump ever since you've announced, or what's that like?
You know, we've had tremendous support from a lot of folks on the president's team. So Rudy Giuliani endorsed us. Bernie Kerik has endorsed us. Seb Gorka has endorsed us. Former Secretary of the Interior and Navy SEAL Ryan Zinke has endorsed us. Just today, Victoria Tenzing and Joe DeGeneva endorsed us. Ann Dorn has just endorsed us. So we have tremendous respect for the confidentiality of the president and his team's process. Honored to have the support of all of these folks already.
You expect to maybe talk to him soon, or
be honored to talk to the president, of course, at his convenience.
Tell me about Missouri. What do voters want to see, do you believe, in a Senate candidate, and actually someone that can win a general election, looking even past the primary potentially?
They want to see courage. This is a tough time in the country, and it is a tough time for a lot of Missouri families. There is increasing violence in places like St. Louis and Kansas City. Murders are on the rise. They know when I was governor, I was always willing to take on the tough fights, always willing to do what needed to be done, and that's what they want to see. They're not looking for somebody with an R behind their name. They're looking for somebody who's willing to stand up and to fight for them when things are hard. And whether that's against the left or against the swamp, we're going to do it.
I guess my last question to you is, what's your biggest challenge ahead? What do you need to overcome, not personally, but just kind of professionally, just as it relates to the Senate race? What's going to be your biggest challenge ahead?
Well, look, we know as long as we get our message out to the grassroots, we win. And we think it's a mark of pride that the mainstream media, that the left, that the swamp's going to come after us. And we know every day we're going to be fighting with the swamp, fighting with the mainstream media. But at the end of the day, the truth will prevail. At the end of the day, light does cut through the darkness. And the folks on the grassroots are behind us. And it's why I'm so enthusiastic about this campaign.
I think they see you as a threat. I mean, you're getting...
Oh, we do. We were a threat.
You're the former governor of Missouri.
When Antifa came, we defeated them.
That's big.
We defeated them with strength and compassion, David. Strength and protected everyone's constitutional rights, and we showed it could be done.
Yeah.
You can defeat Antifa and protect everyone's constitutional rights at the same time. We did it, and it's why a George Soros-funded prosecutor attacked us.
Eric Greitens, great to see you
Thank
again,
you, David.
sir.
Thank you,
in
sir.
a new role.
Thank you.
All the best to you.